What's up, everybody? You're watching JoeBox TV, giving you my official prediction for the Dan Garcia-Shawn Porter fight. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you, make sure to check out the link in the description down below. It leads to my latest blog posts previewing the fight. Alright, now let's get started. Okay, so there's a lot of intrigue, a lot of drama for this fight, and a lot of bad blood between the two. They both have had very successful careers in their rise to stardom, but they do share one common loss, and that's their loss to Keith Thurman. No shame there because we know Keith Thurman is an elite talent, but it was somewhat of a roadblock in their careers, and it did kind of stop their momentum a bit. Since then, they've both had victories against fringe contenders. For Porter, he bounced back with wins against Andre Berto and Adrian Granados. And for Danny Garcia, he stopped Brandon Rios in the 9th round. Now, Garcia and Porter meet at a crossroads. I feel like the winner of this fight is going to be right back into the discussion of pound for pound elite. Right back into the discussion. And not only will they have the WBC welterweight title, but they'll also be in line to face either Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, or Manny Pacquiao for another one of the welterweight titles. Now for my official prediction. Danny Garcia is a very patient fighter, great counterpuncher with a lot of power, and time again he's proven critics wrong. People thought that Amir Khan would be too fast for him. Dan Garcia knocked out Amir Khan. People thought that Lucas Matisse would have too much power for him. Garcia systematically broke down Matisse and won by decision. I do feel like Garcia has gotten a couple of gift decisions along the way. I thought he lost to Mauricio Herrera and Lamont Peterson, but it is what it is. Bottom line, Garcia is great at what he does. Shawn Porter is great at just outwilling his opponents. He swiftly works his way on the inside, and then once he gets on the inside, he just outworks them and swarms his opponents with combinations. Not to mention, the wrestling background comes into play because he does outmuscle his opponents as well. Here's how I see the fight playing out. Early rounds, Garcia never really gets off to a fast start. He sometimes just collects that data in the first few rounds, and that's where I feel Shawn Porter's going to outwork him. He's going to take the first 2, maybe the first 3 rounds just by out-hustling Garcia, because I think Garcia takes too many breaks. He doesn't really have that next gear. He typically just beats opponents in that one gear. Like I said, he is a great counterpuncher, but he can be outworked. In the middle rounds, that's where I do think Garcia is going to come back. He's going to start timing Porter as he comes in with sharp counterpunches, maybe even catch him with a few of those signature left hooks of his. As good and determined a fighter as Porter is, he's not a great technical fighter, and that's where I think you're going to see Garcia pick him apart, at least to a certain degree, in the middle rounds. Come around the 7th or 8th round, I think you'll see the fight pretty much even. Porter will have won the first few rounds, Garcia will have taken the middle rounds. At this point, it comes down to who wants it more. And I just feel like Shawn Porter's going to be too active for him. As good of a counterpuncher as Garcia is, he never really uses his jab all that much. And that's something that is essential when you're fighting Shawn Porter. You need a great jab. Garcia doesn't use it enough. A lot of people will look at the fact that Shawn Porter lost to Kell Brook and think, okay, Danny Garcia can probably do the same thing. He can probably outbox Porter just like Brook did. Here's the thing. Kell Brook used an excellent jab throughout the fight. Garcia doesn't really do that. He just relies on pot-shotting you as he comes in. Therefore, Porter can just come right inside without really anything to worry about. He doesn't have to work past that jab. He can just be right there, right up in your chest. Ultimately, I think Porter's going to win the exchanges because I think he has quicker hands than Garcia. Like I said, I think he's going to out-hustle him. Garcia's going to take too many breaks. And in those late stages, that's where I just see Porter taking command. I think the undoing of Dan Garcia is going to be his work rate. Ultimately, I see a very close fight, and I'm going with Shawn Porter by majority decision. I think one judge is going to have it 114-114. Other two judges are going to have it 7 rounds to 5, and they're just going to favor Porter and his work rate, number of punches landed versus Garcia's higher quality shots. You guys tell me what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, I'll have my post-fight review for the fight. JoeBox TV, out.